Hello, welcome back to my channel, Checks, Captures, Threats. Today's episode, we're now doing game 19 of the Rapid Increase. So, we won last time out, just about, at the end. So, we're now game 19, one off as well from game 20, so that'll be quite good. Now, it starts 10-minute game now. Oh, so new from Nepal. Wow. And he's Mr. Pickles. So, we're going to be playing D4. Now he's going to play D6. A very, very weird opening. We're going to play C4. We're going to play the Queen's Gambit this time out. Now, this is like a reverse Slav, you know, with the D4, C4. So, I really do not know what this opening is. We're going to carry on this. Normally it says on the top right what opening is. It's not coming up, sadly. But I don't really know how else we play around this, but we'll see what happens. So, knight to F6 played. We are now going to get our bishop out, I say. Do we play a pin? Well, it's not really a pin at the minute, but I don't mind that. Sometimes I'll have to get this out. It'll probably be something like this. He's going to take. Okay. So, it's really going on. Now, we could have pushed. I think this is actually, thinking about now, this is probably a Benoni, where we probably should have pushed here, but it does get a little bit chaotic. So, now, do we take the queen or the knight? That's a very good option here to decide. Now, I would say, realistically, here, the queen. But after this, we're going to be attacked back down. So, I don't really want to move the knight twice, so I think we're going to take with the queen. He might push this next, I'm not too sure. But I'm going to guess he's going to come out with a tempo here. Yes. Now, I say we don't actually go all the way down. I don't think there's a point in going all the way back to here. I mean, we can do this, but I say we're just going to go back down to D2 here, should I say. Now, there is a bit of a scary pin here, but that's nothing to worry about. I've got a knight blocking it, and by then we'll have all of this moved so we can castle. So he's going to play. Now, I don't really know that exactly. We're kind of putting some sort of pressure on a pin. That's not really pinning. If he does capture, I don't mind that. So, we can pre-move it if we wanted to, but I won't. Could castle queenside. I'm not even going to attempt it. Now, this is a good decision. Should we go back to H4, or should we go back down to E, probably not E3, but to one of these two squares? Now, if we go to here, I feel like it's going to end up in the same position anyway. But I want to go to H4, keeping this idea of a pin. He might try and play this move now, and I do not mind that one bit because we come back with quite a nice, bishop still. So our next few moves is going to be pushing this pawn. We've just got to be a bit careful with this. We might have to push this first. I'm not too sure. So we've both kind of got this idea. Now he is going to give us this pin technically now, where we could play this knight move. I don't really see it doing anything. I could push this up one now. After this capture, it's not actually the worst of things, but I think we might just push first for this, but I think we're just going to push. If he takes, we take. We actually have got an open rook still. So he's going to take now here. Just going to capture back. If he does castle, this is going to be a lot of pressure put on him. So we're just going to move our bishop to here now. He's going to move his queen there. Now, it's a good move. I just think everything's protected now. So it's not really the best of ideas. So what we're going to do now is we've got kind of a move here that I feel like he's going to castle all that. So we might play actually A4 here. Well, actually, no, let's play A3. Stops this coming in. We've got our queen protecting the B2 pawn. Time's not looking the worst. Maybe about a minute and a bit down. Obviously, hopefully I don't have this sort of time pressure when we're playing our Blitz games. That's just coming out tomorrow, but we're not doing a game tomorrow. So, he's going to now play this pawn move. We're just going to come back here. He might try and do something like this. Now he's going to bring his knight, so he's going to want to trade then. A bit surprising. I wouldn't have expected him to want to trade him. But that is fine with me, because that actually kind of opens us back. So, I think I might just put my rook, actually, in line either here or... Let's put it on B1 for the minute, in line with his pawn, just so we protect it, just in case this goes. Now, if he takes here, which he's going to, what do we take with? Because if I take with this pawn, I can almost castle again. I just don't really think we will castle now. And if we take with this pawn, we have a very nice opening up. So I think we're going to take with this H pawn. We're just not going to be able to castle. So we're going to make sure this bishop and knight protect these squares. So, if we win this as well, we are in 1800. I keep forgetting. We've been kept losing at this point. So hopefully we don't lose again, but can't always It might just be where we get stuck at. Now, there is actually a move here we can play soon as well. Forcing the queen actually either down here or over something like this, maybe. Now, that would be a little bit better if this knight wasn't here, because then that would have really forced it into a bad position, but sadly we can't do that. Now, this pawn as well, blocking a very nice bishop check I'm going to have. But there's a few good ideas here. This push on the pawn is very nice, because it's 2v2. It's just it might open up a few things we don't want yet. Now, we have got ideas, though. This knight move as well into e4. You know, we got these sort of squares. So, it's looking very good. Also, actually, with this knight move, I've just realised it kind of has to go here to stop this. It has to go on one of these two squares. So it could actually be a very nice move. And it wouldn't be able to go there because we'd just obviously swap off and then play the fork. Now, okay, that's probably the one move it couldn't have played. As now, if we do play this, I guess after this move, it can technically, obviously, but I still think that's bad after a move like this. Obviously, I think we're just going to play that quickly now. I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to, like, move pieces around. But I feel like he did that a bit too abruptly. Now he's going to play this now. Now if we played this, actually I do think we lose that. So we got to be careful with how we do this here. So if we play this and they capture, am I missing something? No, I don't think so. I could try and push actually all the way up here, because this is an outpost now. So I think we're just going to push our pawns up here, try and get something here. Now he might try and move his knight like this. I'm expecting that, but if we push this pawn now, it's going to have to go here, which we can play a nice pin. Yeah. I'm going to push this pawn now. If it plays here and it goes there, maybe that's not the best for us. We could just take here, but I'd be honest, it's a very good knight at this moment in time. I don't think there's a need to take. I might even just push at this point after this whole capture. Maybe not just yet then. Just got to do a move now that won't really mess us up. So after this, I mean, I might just play this rook here actually. I'm expecting mate, if it tries something like this, that's not too bad. I can just play a queen move here. I'm just trying to bide some time because I'm just trying to think if this knight moves down here, then we can play our push. Oh, actually, no, we can't because this, can we? Now, he's going to put a very unethical move, I would say, here. If you think about it, if we play this bishop here, kind of forcing something like this now, we should obviously just do a push or something. So I think we're going to play this bishop move now. So obviously it can't take, because there's obviously the rooks on it here. So about 2 minutes down on time again. Not the smartest now. Oof, it's very risky with these forks coming up now, as he's not even put too much pressure on this. Now we have got a very good idea to push here, and it might be the most logical idea. We could put a pin. Don't think the pin really works. So we're going to push. After capture, it's going to be a load of captures here. Now we're actually not going to need to undouble our pawns here, because I think we're just going to capture with our knight. It's annoyingly going to get rid of a good knight, but at the minute I don't really know where else this knight can go. Just thinking whether we could play the pin first, but after this capture, it's not actually too bad, because then we have this idea. We could even play a move like this, attacking this rook. So we actually should probably take with the pawn. Actually, I think we're just going to take with the pawn here. There's a lot of ideas now. This rook is weak. That's what we can say. This pawn is weak. You know, even this f7 pawn is weak. Now, surprisingly, both of us not casting here has actually kind of turned into a bit of a brawl of some, you know, we're quite protective with our kings, you know. Other than maybe he's had to put 3 pieces around it, whereas my queen is really the only protector here, and I've got all my pieces centralised. This knight stuck. This bishop stuck. I mean, yeah, they literally could go like back, and that's really it. It can't progress, can it? So very weird right now. This bishop is very stuck as well, because obviously at the minute we're kind of putting on a fork here. You know, I'm expecting us to play some sort of queen move here. I'm a bit annoyed because this, because after all the whole capture, they'll have queen to g7. But this bishop will probably provide us with some sort of idea. You know, we'll have this. Obviously, we can always capture that bishop. So I don't really want. I especially didn't want to do it with the king, because then that would have got both the rooks connected. So let's see what he's going to play now. He's really taking his time for this one now. We spent 25 seconds on this move, but he's already definitely spent longer. I mean, he spent a minute on a move, but I think this is the longest he's probably going to spend, because some of the moves he's playing, 1 minute, 1 second, 2 second, 4 second, 5 second, all of that. And that's quite good about chess.com. You get to see how long it takes for them to make their moves. So as we see here, he took 1 minute and 42 seconds for that one. And was it the best? I don't know particularly. I think there's definitely problems with it, as this is really going to open up an idea for this queen move, should I say, for this bishop to move. So I'm going to play. Now, I actually feel like I should play queen to e2 here, just to protect this pawn still. So we're going to play that there. The only issue is if I do this, I might have something here, but the knight's always stopping that now. He's done a good move there to stop that. So we're going to play this queen move here. Now, the reason we're doing this is after we can move here, we actually have a fork. Can't take because of a pin. So he's immediately going to move his king. That was quite expected. I wasn't, that was quite the ethical move. Now, if we try and get this pin, there is this. Isn't actually the worst of things. Now, it's just this pawn. I feel like we could really get it. Now, I think we're going to try rook lift. We've got to try and make some ideas here. I think this is going to be one of them. So, obviously going to play here next move. It is obviously being attacked, but we obviously have this. Now, I'm expecting he could try and push because of this, but we've got very central pieces. That's the main thing at the minute that we've got ahead of him. Now, we are very low on time, but I think we've got enough that he's getting low on time because he's got a harder position to think of. We're trying not to spend too much, but if you see the time we've been spent on moves, I mean, it's 20 seconds, most of them. Exactly 20 seconds, 20.3 and all of that. Now, obviously he's looking at moving this bishop away, trying to get this king involved. Now, I think we're just going to move the king across. I'm not too worried about that. Now, it's still going to create a pin here, but we'll be able to block it with our rook very quickly, because he might try and play this first and then have something that could be a bit risky, but he's going to move that first. So we're going to make our rook the primary piece here. Now, the only issue I've got with this rook move, oh no, actually this doesn't work because we can't just capture. So we're going to play the rook here. If he pushes, obviously we just go back. We always have this move then. It's a bit annoying. We'd like to use this rook for the lift, but it does always work now. And then we can always just move this queen out the way again. So it's a bit annoying. We tried the pin at first. He got away quite quickly. We didn't really look at this pin. That was a bit maybe of a idea we should have done before. But I feel like this could be a bit of a low accuracy game for me. I just feel like there's many different ideas we could have partaken in. Now, very weirder idea. Now, the reason is I think he's trying to force me into this. But after this, we have check, capture, and another capture. Is there anything on after that? I don't think so. It looks very strange here. Now, we can actually move this queen across here, though, now. It's allowed me for some sort of idea now to... Obviously, he's looking at this, but that's going to put a big pin on him here. So, we're going to play this. Now, there is no fork here. That's a good idea to clarify that there. But is there anything on here? It's such a weird, complex position. It looks so open, but... there's some pieces here that just stop everything. Like this bishop is actually now very good because it's blocking, this fork. It's blocking, any moves to here. Now he's going to play a check, which I don't know if this is the best because I think we can just bring our bishop down quite quickly. I'm not even going to think about that. He can't capture there because of the rook. So that's fine. Now I think he's just got to go back to somewhere here. I think that's a bit of a wasted move from him, I'll be honest. And as we see here, he's going to move that. Now, he can't move the knight. That's something we've got to be careful of. If we move the knight... Well, right now, obviously, he's going to look at trying to take this. So, we've actually got to be a little bit careful with that. Now, I think we could just try something like this. But is there anything else on here? I'm just trying to see if this rook... I think we're going to actually play this. Looks stranger. But we might be able to do a sacrifice. I don't mind this going exactly yet. I think right now, because we could try some stuff, especially as this knight can just come back as well. No, we're going to give up a pawn here, I think. Obviously, can't move the knight right now, otherwise it's checkmate. Obviously, because the knight is stopping this square, and obviously that would be checkmate here. It's getting a bit tentative now, as we're just a minute below on time. So, minute 54 seconds. It's looking a little bit scarce now. If he actually does take here, we actually have a very nice move of this, I think. Because after this check, I don't think there's anything on after something like moving the king, maybe. I actually think we just about can do that. It looks really not nice at all, actually. And I might not do it. If we go back here, check, we can block. He does win that pawn, but that's not too bad. Could just play the rook here now. Yeah. Or do we? Can't play this because of this. Yeah, we're going to play this rook move here. Doesn't look the nicest now. But we just got to... This knight is trapped right now. Technically, this knight cannot move, and it's blocking some pieces in. So, we have got this push sometime. Maybe the push was supposed to... We couldn't do the push just then, but this push is looking much more like a move we should be doing. But, obviously, this queen is now pinned with this. So, obviously, it's a very weird thing with the king protecting this, the bishop protecting the rook, and the rook protecting the knight. It's like a trail of protection here. But slowly, still a minute less on time. You know, he's thinking for as much time as me now. So, just got to get... There is probably a brilliant move I've missed as well. I'm not even gonna, you know... I feel like I have definitely missed stuff this game. But still all the time in the world for something. Now, I think, honestly, our next move could just be retreating our knight and moving it back up or something, because we're obviously attacking the queen by then. And again, that's more time for him to think. Now, he's actually made 1.5 minutes he's spent on this one. So, he's really trying to think of something here. We're definitely struggling to move this. Now, he's actually going to move here. We could just do this. He's going to try and maybe push. Now, we could technically play this, but it wouldn't work, actually. So you just need to probably go all the way back here. So he's going to push. I'm going to allow him just to push at the minute, because we can always capture. So still a little bit low on time. It's not looking the best now. It's a bit more, you know, each side fighting a lot quicker than the other. Just very surprised how we've both been able to put our king in the centre and it's still not entirely attacked just yet. Just hoping that maybe there's some miracle he moves this knight. You know, this push is looking even better for us now. But he's now below a minute. He's the exact same time as me here. When you get that little ring to tell you it's a minute left, you do get a bit... Okay. So he's going to sacrifice there. I'm not actually going to listen to the sacrifice, I would say, here. And we're just going to push this pawn. We always have that sacrifice that he's done there. He's sacrificed that. He's trying to get rid of our very good knight for, you know, something here. Now, obviously, he's now going to move this knight now. It's a lot on the line here as... Oh my god, we're going to play check here, and it's going to be, I believe, checkmate with a knight here, if I'm correct. That is checkmate. What a game that was in the end. Oh, good. As what I was going to do there was take that rook. There's so many things we could sacrifice right now, or take, should I say. We're now into 1800. I don't know how long that's going to last. As it does say, I got a badge for it. Woohoo. But that was a bit scary. Mr. Pickles, that name, he was very good there. We did make a blunder. It's 78.3% accuracy, not as good as I have had, but oh my god, that was a very good game. They didn't like the move. I should have pushed straight away. There was some mistakes there, but mistakes coming up here a lot. You know, I don't really get the trade in my opinion. We're actually up 2.8 points now. You know, we're pretty much up a piece because of just how much of an attack we create here. you know, there is actually a point here. We do blunder. I'm a bit scared what that blunder means, as that might mean we made some sort of error here. Oh, okay. What the blunder means is we should just push straight away. This was the right time to push because of the knight moving at the time. That just puts us dead even, it says. But this move was a great move, and that was their blunder. Yep, this was the best move we played. We remembered not to check there. And after this knight move, it's a mate in two where we get a check and we checkmate them. So, a nice little way to 1800 with a checkmate with a knight. A very weird game, I would say. But hopefully you enjoyed that, and we're going to be on to the next one. So, thank you, and bye-bye.